What's up, everyone? In this video, we're going to be going over cryptocurrency and NFT predictions that I had that were completely wrong. I do want to go over this just to make everyone aware in the crypto space, especially those that are new, that not everyone is going to be right 100% of the time. And I do want to talk about some of these projects like Cardano at $1.15 right now and go into some other projects as well. So before we get started, I do appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified for regular crypto videos. All right, everyone. So I have been getting a lot of comments on YouTube lately about my price targets for Cardano, Bitcoin, and others that were completely wrong for end of 2021. So I do want to go into this and further discuss it. I have no problem owning where I was wrong. And I did state that I could see Cardano ADA getting to $5 to $10 end of 2021. This was under some conditions though, and I do want to talk about that as well and where Cardano went wrong with this and kind of where I see this headed. I will do an entire separate video on Cardano and ADA. I'm still holding mine, staking it for the very long term. Like I said, I always have been. I do have a very long-term approach with this project, and I do think it's a safer long-term bet, especially with the compounding interest you do earn from staking. So back in beginning of 2021, I did some videos on Cardano as one of the projects I did a lot of videos on regularly. I did a couple videos talking about ADA getting to $10. So this was the very peak prediction that I had, and this honestly wasn't realistic. I did state $5 to $10 I could see ADA hitting if I did meet the condition that smart contracts went well and that there would be a supply shock on decentralized exchanges for Cardano. We don't even have a decentralized exchange at this point. Sunday Swap is very close to launching. They've done the testnet and everything. I will be looking more into that and talking more about that in the video, but without these decentralized exchanges, it's really hard for new projects to get started launching on the Cardano blockchain and have a place for people to be accessible to these new cryptocurrency altcoins. So projects aren't going to be switching over from the Ethereum blockchain to Cardano until they have third-party platforms that are prepared for that. And that's the major thing here is we didn't have third-party platforms prepared for the launch of smart contracts on Cardano, among some other things as well. I will go into more detail in that next video. So there was some bumps in the road with this, but regardless, when I actually did this video back in beginning of 2021. So when I did this video on January 13th, 2021, the price of Cardano ADA was just 30 cents. It had recently surged as well. A lot of people were getting hyped up on this. They had multiple major updates on the horizon and things were looking great for the project. So that, like I said, there was some bumps in the road, but regardless, this is still over a 3x at the current price from when I stated this. And it actually did peak out about a 10x from this current price, over $3 just before smart contracts did launch. So the thing is, Cardano ADA has gone up so much in the last year as well. If we check out the chart here, when I actually initially bought into ADA, the majority of the bag that I still hold was around 5.5 cents. Way back here, it's actually at the end of May when Charles Hoskinson made an announcement that's hinting at something coming, and that ended up being a roadmap for the launch of staking for ADA. So the price was bumping going through that as well, but eventually with the entire crypto market picking up, it surged from around 10 cents all the way up to over $1, doing a 12x in that short period of time here from end of December to beginning of March. And then from there, did have a couple more peaks here, testing 250, going back down. But something I do want to point out here is it has always held support above $1 after having this huge rally back here. And with major things on the horizon with Cardano, I don't see it dropping under $1 again, unless we do get something like an actual bear market that does get kicked off from something really bad happening, whether that's something really bad with tax laws or some other FUD that just causes mass panic. That does send us further down in general, but this would be a Bitcoin crash down below 30,000. I do think that's the only scenario where I do see ADA dropping below $1 again. So that's a major buying point for me. I am starting to dollar cost average once again, and I hadn't bought any ADA since it was around 30 cents when I made that video. So if we see the markets picking back up in general and Bitcoin and Ethereum continue in a general uptrend, and we do get some major events happening And we do get Sunday Swap launching, a lot of projects starting to launch on the Cardano blockchain, and a lot of activity on the network. I could definitely see ADA getting to $5 to $10 at any point when this does happen and there is a supply shock. So that is the major condition for ADA getting to $5 to $10, is a supply shock happening once things really start kicking off, and the altcoins on the Cardano blockchain are much more accessible with multiple decentralized exchanges. People are providing ADA for liquidity, pairing against these altcoins. That's when we're going to see that supply shock like we did see on the Binance Smart Chain. If you guys remember that, BNB went from around $50 up to $500 in a very short period of time. And that was because PancakeSwap launched, Binance Smart Chain did launch, and everyone needed BNB for liquidity pairing against new altcoins on the Binance Smart Chain. There was a huge surge of meme coin demand, really easy to make these meme coins on the Binance Smart Chain, and that definitely helped the price of BNB skyrocket to new all-time highs, where it has pretty much held pretty solid above $400. So pretty crazy there. That just shows you how much potential there is when there is a major supply shock to a cryptocurrency like that. You find that in a really small cap cryptocurrency, the potential is even much bigger than a 10x there. So that's really where most of my focus is in those small caps, and it is where I made most of my profits, besides NFTs this year, which have also been crazy. So Bitcoin didn't hit 100,000 either, and really not too many major events going on for that. No big companies acquired another $1 billion of Bitcoin or more, like I did state that would be required alongside another country making Bitcoin legal tender. We do see that happening at some point in Q1. I do think we will be breaking 100,000 in Q1. Still very bullish on Ethereum as well. We have been seeing a lot of people talking about Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, and I do think it's a likely possibility in the next year or two, but still a pretty big difference here in total market cap. So we also have to keep in mind so many big things being built on Ethereum, but there's also so many Ethereum competitors as well. And those gas fees are really the major problem with Ethereum. If Ethereum 2 launches and they can get gas fees down below $5 per transaction, I really think that's what's necessary to have Ethereum flip Bitcoin here. So I do want to talk about SparkPoint SRK, since a lot of people have been asking me. I'm still a marketing advisor for the project. I still talk to their CEO a couple times per month, advise them on different things they could do for marketing and extra utility for the tokens. They're still working very hard, and for such a small market cap project, I do think it's quite undervalued right now for what has happened to the project. They recently did get hit pretty hard from an exchange hack on Bitmart, where they stole millions of SRK, and the hacker dumped all of it on Uniswap, taking all the Ethereum liquidity. That, on top of them not getting a tier 1 exchange listing in Q4 like they did have on their long-term roadmap, really caused a lot of fear in the project, and it has tanked pretty hard. So I've been dollar cost averaging this project since the very beginning when it launched, so I'm still up on my overall purchase for this, so it's not a big deal to me. I still believe in the team and just holding for the long term. And they did release a new long-term roadmap on their website for both 2022 and 2023. So they released 2 years of plans going forward, and they have some pretty big stuff on here as well. They're really trying to go much bigger than they have previously, expanding their team and everything they're doing. So they're also still doing the monthly roadmaps, which I think is great. One of the only projects that does this. So they really need to get something going that does cause a surge of demand. They are working on NFTs. They did create an NFT platform, and they have the Binance Smart Chain swap as well. They're just needing a good surge of demand on these platforms and to improve the user interfaces, which they are working on as well, as you guys can see. Spark Bridge, refreshed UI UX. So they're also working on getting all their apps onto iOS as well, and they do have some interesting stuff here in the long-term roadmap, which I will go over more in a separate video. But regardless, I think they're going to continue building for the very long term. Like I always say, I only invest in small cap altcoins that I believe in for the very long term. If we do enter a bear market, I know SparkPoint is going to keep building, and have confidence in that for a very long term hold. If it does crash or does go below my initial investment cost, then I'm not worried, because I can earn staking fees and passive income with the project, and I know they're going to keep building and pivoting to whatever is relevant in the crypto NFT space. So they do have a launch of NFTs coming. They do have a membership as well that's requires 1 million SRK tokens, and they have various benefits for that, and they're going to keep building as well. So personally, I'm not worried if you did buy in at the peak. Like I always say, never buy peak prices, always dollar cost average on cryptocurrencies. This price of SRK now is basically back to where it bottomed actually end of 2020. So we do have quite a few altcoins that have gone back to their end of 2020 prices, but those projects that keep building, I'm still very confident in. So I'm sure there's other cryptocurrencies I was very wrong on as well and had very inaccurate price targets, but there was a lot of great picks as well throughout the year. And I think there's much better winners here than there was losers. And like always, none of this is financial advice. Like I always say, I put warnings on everything in the description, over the video at the beginning. I vocalize it multiple times as well. So if you are out there just blindly investing into cryptocurrencies based on YouTubers that you're watching that you don't really even know their track record with, then that's definitely something you should sit down and reconsider and get a better entry and exit strategy going, because if you do have a good entry and exit strategy, in the long term, you're most likely going to be well off anyways. So one of these picks here, I did a video on January 23rd called my top 15 altcoin picks to get crypto rich. Axie Infinity was one of the last ones in this video at 70 cents at the time, and as you guys know, this went parabolic. One of the top crypto gaming currencies in the entire space, next to Decentralized and the Sandbox. So that's now around $70, but it actually did peak out much higher here. If we check out the full chart, we can see that did peak out nearly well over $150, around $160 at the peak. Just insane how much that went up from 70 cents. That's just insane. The current price of $70 even is 100x from the time in that video. So that's the thing with these small cap altcoins. If you put an even amount into 5 or 10 of them and 90% of them don't work out, but you get 100x on one of them, then you're still in massive profit on that. So you do have to consider these things for your entry and exit strategy and do your proper research. And most likely, even though a majority of your picks are going to be losers, if you do the proper research and you have a good entry strategy, you know what you're doing, you dollar cost average in and out, you're most likely going to be much more successful. This does require a lot of time, but it is well worth it in my opinion. And the best time you are going to find the best deals is going to be during a bear market. So if we do eventually enter a bear market, which eventually we have to, then that's when you should really be focused. When there's mass fear in the space is really when you should be looking at the best deals in general and doing your research. So going against the herd is very hard, but that is the most rewarding, as I've seen in the crypto space. So I do want to go over some other winners as well. I'm actually going to do a separate video going over all the picks, 15 picks in this video, going over each one, which ones ended up being a fail and which ones were successful, and weigh the overall total profit if I put $1,000 into each of these at that time of that video, since that is just about a little under a year ago from today. So next up is the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I actually did tell you guys about this the first day they were live on OpenSea on May 1st here. I did a tweet, and I actually was lucky enough to mint some of these, and I picked up quite a few of these on OpenSea as well. The floor price when I did post about this on May 1st was 0.1 Ethereum, and today the floor price of these is 78 Ethereum, which is a 780x from the floor price, and that's just for the floor price, not for the rare ones as well. Not only that, but they delivered mutant apes as free airdrops, the Kennel Club, and now they're doing a cryptocurrency as well. So you're well over 1000x if you did buy that day. I did post on Twitter, so you never know when a call is going to come like this. And I do post about stuff as I find it. It's very rare that you do find the needle in the haystack, but it does happen quite often, more often than you would think. So I do recommend you guys follow me over on Twitter. I will share more with you guys. And if you guys want to go more in depth in the NFT space with me and join me on the journey, I do have my own NFT set now, and we're doing our first airdrop very soon. The website will be launching soon for that. That's just called the JRNY Club, and you can find that on OpenSea. There will be links in the video description to that NFT set as well. So best investment of not only 2021, but of my entire lifetime. Super grateful that I found this basically just browsing Twitter late on a Friday night. I was lucky enough to find this. The mint was still open. I minted quite a few, and something funny is I actually had 2 more transactions going through for 20 Bored Apes each. Both of those transactions failed, so I would have had another 40 Bored Apes. That means another 40 Kennel Club and another 40 Mutant Apes as well. Insane how much value I missed there just because I didn't set the gas fee high enough. So really crazy when you do think about this. But Bored Ape Yacht Club launched when the entire NFT space was still pretty under the radar. People were very skeptical. Not a lot of people from crypto wanted to even consider it at the time. And I had just started getting into NFTs just a week before that. I set up my OpenSea account, so I was prepared to start buying Bored Apes, luckily. And this is why I say it's so important for everyone to at least learn about NFTs at this point, because with the metaverse coming so strong in the next few years, certain NFTs that are blue chips, if you catch them early enough and you're ahead of the herd, that is life-changing profit you can make on those. So I'm really not trying to brag by showing you guys this, but I do want you to understand that there's always going to be losers no matter who you are. Don't trust anyone out there on YouTube or any expert or financial advisor to be right 100% of the time. There's always going to be a high percentage that they're wrong. But the point here is, if you do pick the right projects and you hold even when it's up 10x or more, some of these great blue chip projects are going to be life-changing in the long term. And I am very certain we are going to get more Bored Apes. The only thing is, though, that there's so much more demand coming to the NFT space. As you guys saw in my last videos, the NFT search volume in Google Trends is actually around the same search volume as crypto at this point, which is just insane. It's just skyrocketing demand. So many celebrities getting involved, so many new platforms coming out. Pretty much every NFT is creating their own cryptocurrency, and a lot of cryptocurrencies are getting involved in NFTs as well. Basically, art on the blockchain and being able to provide utility through NFTs is the future, and we're going to see a lot of major developments happening further down the line. A couple other projects here that were great calls in NFTs was Fluff World. I did mention that quite a few times. I was lucky enough to mint these, and I did mention these quite a few times around 1 ETH. And they had an airdrop, Fluff World thingies, that are around 1 ETH as well now. So huge returns there, and Doge Pound. And like I've always said about NFTs, I see NFTs as collectibles, and I've hardly sold any and taken any profit here. And I'm really holding out for the metaverse to go mainstream. That's where the blue chip projects are going to be peaking and have the most utility as well. So also the Doge Pound, I got a bunch of these at mint. Because I got COVID, I actually missed out on minting a bunch more of these, but regardless, I got a couple hundred of them. Very grateful for that as well. Floor price at 2. They've done multiple airdrops, and these actually peaked out, I believe, around 5 ETH floor. Lots of other great picks, lots of other horrible picks, one of them being Frogs in Disguise. I did mention very briefly in one video, and they ended up being a rug pull and creating another project with the same exact branding and utility. Really bad that this project didn't actually try to build any utility here. They could have actually tried and turned the project into something, but that's why I always stress that it's 100% dependent on the team behind cryptos and NFTs. So there's been many losers and there's been many winners. Overall, I'm in massive profit throughout 2021, my best year to date. Of course, I picked up a lot of my best deals during the bear markets, and if you do want to be successful long term, you should stick around through a bear market, have a good dollar cost average strategy. I do have a pinned playlist in the top right of this video if you guys want to go through and watch my crypto and NFT guide videos. Lots of great value in there for you to get started. I am working on some courses that will be free for crypto and NFTs as well for beginners. More info will come on that. So I do recommend following me over on Twitter at JRNYcrypto. That's where I post the most throughout the day. This is where you're going to hear from me first before anywhere else. I do post here as soon as I see stuff happening. And I will be doing some giveaways for NFTs coming up very soon. Also, I will be giving away some JRNY Club NFTs from the JRNY NFT Club, as well as in the next Voyager set as well. If you guys haven't seen this art, we just released the Alien preview, which is awesome. We have a lot of whitelist projects we're partnering with to bring you guys whitelist spots, and lots of other huge things in the works as well. Really excited for everything in the works. We are working on a very long-term roadmap I will be releasing soon as well, and we're releasing the Voyager website, which will show the long-term utility for that, including the game I was talking about. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys found it useful, and I hope you guys learned a lot from the video. I do appreciate you guys sharing the video and giving it a like and a comment below. Let me know what your best winners were out of 2021 and what projects you lost big on as well. Would love to read through those and reply to some of you guys. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.